bad.
Real bad.
The worst blood.
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Why does Wendy look so nervous here? Is there something more going on behind the scenes? This moment tells us more than we think.
I have no money, and I'm gonna tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such.
My thing about when you date a mogul is like he can hire a plane right now, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, pay people off at the front desk. I'm already paranoid.
Diddy's dark past just got even darker. Did the music mogul really try to groom Wendy Williams' son backstage? And did Wendy's attempt to expose him land her in the hospital? These claims aren't just rumors. They could be part of a much larger, sinister plan to silence one of the loudest voices in the media.
See a neurologist to find out if I'm crazy?
Oh my God, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to sit down again.
What really happened behind those curtains? And why is no one talking about it? From grooming allegations to Wendy Williams being hospitalized for speaking out, today's story will reveal just how dangerous it can be to go against the wrong people in the industry. But here's the question: how much of this can we prove? And how much is still hidden behind closed doors?
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
In this video, Wendy Williams appears visibly shaken, almost like she knows something the rest of the world doesn't. This wasn't just an off day. Sources close to Wendy have revealed that her anxiety in this moment could be tied to a much darker secret involving Diddy and her son. Wendy's body language, her expressions, and the tremor in her voice tell a story that words can't. And according to sources, this breakdown may have stemmed from an incident that allegedly took place backstage at one of Diddy's events. Diddy has always had an unsettling amount of control over the entertainment industry, but how far does his influence really reach? And why would Wendy be so terrified of him? Apparently, the former show host was allegedly terrified of Diddy grooming her son backstage. You see, this is not something new to Diddy. Back in the day, Usher was just a fresh-faced kid when he signed with LaFace Records, and who do you think took him under his wing? None other than P. Diddy. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? Well, hold on to your hats because this mentorship story might have some surprising twists. In a rather cringeworthy interview with Kevin Hart, Diddy let slip that he and Usher used to wake up in the same bed.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, pause, but like just out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother.
Talk about awkward. It seems that their relationship was a lot more complicated than simply mentor and mentee. Rumor has it that a 14-year-old Usher followed Diddy to New York City, where things at Diddy's place got pretty interesting. What kind of mentoring were they really engaging in? It's clear that their bond extended beyond just making hit records. There's even a video of the two together that has been making waves online.
Breathe it in. Yeah, they're yours when you go see this for you. This ain't for nobody else but you. You take that time, boy. I see you.
That's merely Diddy getting Usher fired up for his upcoming show. What he has to say after that is telling. Usher has remained relatively silent regarding the events of his time spent learning from Diddy, despite widespread suspicion. Usher gave us a taste of what we've been yearning for during a spicy chat with the one and only Howard Stern.
Lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. In the 90s, do you understand what that's like? It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. There were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand.
Even though he didn't reveal everything, Usher gave a lot of hints about how close he and Diddy were. Let's just say there was a lot of mentoring going on, and it wasn't limited to the realm of music. Another young artist who went through the same alleged grooming is Justin Bieber. When Justin was just a fresh-faced 15-year-old with a budding music career, he spent a mysterious 48 hours with Diddy, and he documented it all in a bizarre YouTube video that's recently resurfaced. But what was the point of this 2-day stint? Some people are speculating that it wasn't just a harmless hangout sesh, and there might be something more sinister behind it. And the fact that Diddy can be seen making some shady promises to Justin in the video, like gifting him a fancy car on his 16th birthday, is seriously raising some eyebrows. What's more, Diddy can be seen licking his lips when he learns about Justin's age.
Keys is yours when you get 16. You good to go?
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Talk about creepy. To make matters worse, Diddy is 25 years older than Justin, which means he was 40 when this video was filmed. At the time, young Bieber probably didn't know what was happening. But as he got older, he started distancing himself from Diddy. Well, Diddy might have noticed this since in another video, he is seen questioning Justin about why he doesn't want to hang out anymore, and Justin looks visibly nervous in his presence.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Seeing Justin become so visibly shaken during the encounter only fuels speculation that Diddy may have actually done something to harm the poor boy. In fact, it's possible that Diddy left Justin emotionally scarred for life. Those close to Justin have observed that he often appears to be grappling with deep, unresolved trauma. Perhaps this is the very thing Wendy Williams feared might happen to her own son. Wendy has always been a powerful figure in the media, known for fearlessly calling out some of the biggest names in the industry. In fact, in the wake of serious allegations surrounding Sean Diddy Combs, fans are passionately clamoring for the return of Wendy Williams to the limelight. During her extensive media career, Wendy Williams, the reigning queen of entertainment news and gossip, has fearlessly tackled celebrity rumors and was an early voice raising concerns about Combs. And now fans are worried that she became unstable and lost her job after she revealed too much concerning the music mogul. As one social media user put it, the thing she said about Diddy was known years ago. Wendy Williams stayed on his neck. Williams and Combs have a long and contentious history. Wendy Williams commenced her career with New York City's Hot 97 radio station in 1994. This period coincided with the rise of the Bad Boy record label, established by Sean Diddy Combs in 1993 through a joint venture with Arista Records, as reported by the BBC. Bad Boy Records became synonymous with renowned talents such as the Notorious Big, Lil' Kim, Mace, Faith Evans, and Total, all of whom enjoyed significant airtime on radio stations, including Hot 97, where Wendy Williams was an integral part of the media landscape. Hot 97 launched around the time that Bad Boy launched. Former Bad Boy president Kirk Burrows said during an interview with the podcast, The Art of Dialogue in 2022, "We came with records that helped the rotation to be fulfilled." During a 2009 episode of the Wendy Williams Experience radio show, Wendy Williams shared a recollection from her time at Hot 97 in which she claimed that Sean Diddy Combs had allegedly instructed members of Total, an all-female R&B trio associated with his Bad Boy record label, to confront her. She recounted the incident, stating, "I got off the air one day, them Total B were downstairs, and everybody upstairs at the radio station was looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down." Williams explained that her boyfriend at the time intervened and prevented the situation from escalating further. Regarding this situation, one person on the internet suggested, Wendy Williams been exposing Puff and others regarding their foul play when she was on the radio. He even tried to get Total before they blew up to jump her. In the 2022 interview, Burrows delved into the 1990s East Coast-West Coast feud involving Bad Boy and Death Row Records, highlighting Williams' role. According to Burrows, Combs' infant son and the child's mother, Misa Hylton, allegedly received payment to pose for a picture with Combs' rival, Suge Knight.
That she was there in the office and that Suge was meeting Justin Combs and possibly holding him in his arms, and that there was a photographer taking a picture.
Word circulated to the East Coast that Misa was present in the office, where Suge was meeting Justin Combs, and there were rumors of a photograph being taken. Burrows expressed that the depicted scenario wasn't the image they wanted to project, prompting urgent intervention by the Bad Boys team to prevent the photo from reaching the public.
And that wasn't the picture that we needed to see on our end or that we wanted the world to see at all.
Surprisingly, Williams caught wind of the photo and teased a major announcement on her syndicated radio show, leading to the Bad Boys team taking swift action to prevent its dissemination. Subsequently, Williams developed a theory suggesting that Combs had engaged in intimate relations with other men. In 1998, during her time as a radio personality, Wendy Williams suggested on air that Diddy might be gay. Allegedly, upon hearing the news, Diddy took steps to have her fired, sparking a feud that endured for 2 decades.
Afternoon show that might have been even syndicated then, that she had big news coming that involved Justin Dior Combs.
The situation reportedly escalated to the extent that Diddy sent a girl group from his label to confront Williams. She recounted the incident, stating, "Once upon a time, there was a music mogul who sent his all-girl group to beat my A in front of the radio station." Williams continued, describing the aftermath. "I finish my shift, round up my headphones to see everyone lined up on the side of the window, looking down at the sidewalk. Upon reaching the ground floor, she claimed to witness this girl group jump out of a gypsy cab to kick her AI. If the rumor mill is correct, that girl group was Total, once signed to Bad Boy Records, and the music mogul was Diddy." Later, Williams had a theory that Combs engaged in activity with other men, and she received a photo of a man allegedly pulling Combs' shorts down while he was on vacation in Cancun. During an Art of Dialogue interview in 2022, Combs' former bodyguard Gene Deal said Combs got Williams fired from her job at Hot 97 before she could address the photo on the air. The power Combs had with the radio stations in New York, MFs didn't breathe hard if Combs didn't want them to. Combs got one of the hottest DJs off Hot 97 because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down, Deal said. Combs told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they was not going to get any music from any of his friends, any of the record label's executives that was cool with him, everyone was going to boycott their station.
When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly.
Williams addressed her ouster from the New York City area radio market in an interview with Vlad TV in 2013 while discussing homophobia in hip-hop.
We come from a very era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake.
One fan has since commented on this, saying, "Y'all owe Wendy Williams an apology. She was right about Diddy." But what feels most significant in light of recent revelations was the moment that Williams speculated on her televised talk show in 2015 that Combs may have had controlling behavior after he and his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura temporarily split. My thing about when you date a mogul, it's a really difficult thing to avoid them because if you use your head, you never know when they'll pop up on the scene, Williams told her studio audience, saying the activity would frighten her. "He can hire a plane right now, land on the roof of the hotel she's staying, pay people off at the front desk, give me a key, and let me up in her room." Williams and Combs ultimately had a kumbaya moment 2 years later when the record label owner made a guest appearance on Williams' show.
I know I pissed a lot of people off, including you.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a full circle moment, everybody.
Yes.
Get into adult conversation.
Combs admitted that he was nervous to come on the show, but applauded Williams for being one of the first hip-hop journalists. Williams proceeded to uncharacteristically toss Combs a number of softball questions, asking him mainly about his children and charity work. Then, Combs began to promote his then-latest project, a documentary on the history of Bad Boy Records. As African-American men and women, we needed to have a story that had a good ending, a success story, he told Williams. But then, during another one of Combs' on-again, off-again stints with Ventura, Williams addressed the breakup on air in 2018, claiming that Ventura wasted her time with a man who was 17 years her senior. Roughly a week after the split was announced, Combs took to social media in an attempt to win back Ventura. "I suggest don't use social media, though, to reach out," Williams commented on the saga. "This was a grand overture from Combs. I don't believe he really wants her or wants her back. I believe he probably treated her at some particular point like a possession. If you really care, then you'd reach out privately, not publicly." In any case, Wendy's words have truly come full circle since in November 2023, Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, accusing him of and physical and emotional abuse. Ventura, who was also signed to Bad Boy Records, accused Combs of drugging her to perform acts with him and workers and being brutally violent during their 11-year rocky relationship. Ventura's lawsuit is just one in a long list of disturbing allegations that have surfaced against Combs. Following her filing, the floodgates seemed to open and more accusations began to emerge, painting a chilling portrait of the hip-hop mogul. According to the indictment, which was released right after his arrest, the charges against him date all the way back to 2008. For over a decade, Diddy managed to avoid getting caught, and that's because he wasn't operating alone. He had some very powerful people backing him up. Not only that, but he had a bunch of hotels across the country on his payroll, as well as a network of people who were responsible for making sure his victims stayed quiet. In some cases, if they weren't silent, they might have even ended up dead.
Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy.
It turns out that Diddy was running a full-blown criminal enterprise. This wasn't just about throwing wild parties. It was way more sinister. The enterprise was involved in forced labor, transporting people across state lines for peace-stitution, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and even obstructing justice. According to reports, Diddy used force, threats, and manipulation to get women to participate in these freak-off parties, which were not only disturbing but were also recorded on video. Some of these parties lasted for days, and the victims had to be given IV fluids just to recover from all the physical and emotional damage they endured. If that wasn't already bad enough, most of Diddy's victims were flown into the U.S. and forced into these depraved acts. They didn't sign up for any of it, and Diddy and his people used all kinds of twisted tactics to control them. One of the things that came out in the investigation was that they used tons of lubricants and baby oil on these victims, both women and men, to carry out the assaults.
He seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
This raid was a huge turning point in the case. For a while, it looked like Diddy might just get away with a few lawsuits and not see the inside of a prison. But now, with all this evidence stacking up against him, it seems pretty clear that he's going to be spending a lot of time behind bars. While this moment could have been one of triumph, an opportunity for her to declare, "I told you so," Wendy Williams, the former TV show host, remains mysteriously missing in action. Williams' career trajectory has been nothing short of extraordinary, weaving through the dynamic realms of radio and television. It all began during her radio hosting days when she secured coveted positions at two influential stations in DC and NYC. However, it was after leaving these initial posts that she found her stride as a local DJ in Philadelphia. Here, she not only spun records but also revolutionized the transparency of radio shows, openly discussing her personal problems on air. This unfiltered approach garnered her a reputation as a shock jock, a label she wore with pride. The pinnacle of her shock jocking days came in 2003 during an infamous interview with Whitney Houston, a wild and profanity-laden encounter that left audiences astounded. The turning point in Wendy Williams' career occurred when she was offered a TV deal for a syndicated talk show, aptly named The Wendy Williams Show. Initially airing in only 4 cities, the show's fresh format and Williams' candid style propelled it to heights that exceeded expectations. However, the unbroken streak of hosting every episode since the show's inception came to a sudden halt in 2018, a year that would be marked by alarming headlines regarding her health. In October 2017, Williams fainted on air due to dehydration, an incident that foreshadowed a series of health challenges that would dominate the next few years of her life. The spotlight shifted from her professional success to her personal struggles, including her relationship with ex-husband Kevin Hunter. In February 2018, Williams disclosed her battle with Graves' disease, a condition causing hyperthyroidism, which she had been managing for almost 2 decades. The physical toll manifested in various ways, from a fractured shoulder in December 2018 to living in a sober house, dealing with vertigo, and being diagnosed with lymphedema, a condition causing swelling in her ankles. These health issues forced her to take multiple hiatuses from hosting her show, including 3 weeks in 2018 and 6 weeks in 2019. The year 2019 also saw Williams filing for divorce due to irreconcilable differences, exacerbated by Hunter fathering a child with a mistress. The divorce was finalized in January 2020. Despite the setbacks, Williams persisted, hosting her show remotely from March to May 2020 amid the pandemic. However, the fatigue caused by Graves' disease led to another hiatus. She returned to a studio broadcast in September of that year, only to face criticism in July 2021 for her tone while covering the M of 19-year-old TikTok star Swavey.
So here he is.
Williams did not return to her show after that month due to health issues, with guest hosts filling in during her absence. A positive corona test in September 2021 added another layer to her health struggles. In early 2022, Williams faced financial turmoil as Wells Fargo froze her accounts, leading to a New York Supreme Court hearing. The bank sought to determine whether her health conditions rendered her incapacitated and in need of guardianship. Williams' attorney disputed these notions, asserting that she employed holistic health professionals. Meanwhile, the production of The Wendy Williams Show concluded in 2022 due to her ongoing health issues. A new daytime show titled Sherry took over the time slots that had been the backbone of Williams' nationally syndicated talk show since 2008.
I have some big news for you. Starting in September, I am debuting my own talk show, Sherry!
The co-presidents of the production company, Mort Marcus and Ira Bernstein, issued a statement acknowledging the challenging time Williams was going through and expressing hope for her speedy and full recovery. They left the door open for a potential future collaboration if her health improved, underscoring their great love and affinity for Wendy. The decision to transition to a new show was framed as a strategic move for fans, stations, and advertising partners, while acknowledging the unpredictable nature of syndicated television. Amid this transitional period, Williams' spokesman, Howard Bragman, released a statement describing the challenging time Wendy was experiencing. Grateful for the support she received, the statement touched on the complexities of syndicated television, emphasizing that a show labeled The Maybe Wendy Show wouldn't find traction in the marketplace. However, there was an assurance that if Williams' health rebounded and she desired to return to hosting, she would be welcomed back on TV. In any case, Wendy's story is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Diddy's control over the media is no secret, and his influence spans across multiple industries. But when someone like Wendy Williams tries to break free from that control, what happens? Was Diddy's alleged grooming attempt on Wendy's son just a power play to keep her quiet? Or was it part of a broader plan to silence her for good? Either way, the evidence is stacking up. Wendy wasn't just a talk show host. She was a threat to some of the biggest names in the business. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.